Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you how to build an AI application that helps you create an evaluation plan that uses AMEC resources such as the Barcelona Principles version 4 and the Integrated Evaluation Framework as its knowledge underpinnings. I'm Tim Bailey, and along with Stuart Bruce, I'm co-founder of Purposeful Relations, a global advisory firm that improves the performance of communications and PR teams through AI, technology, data, and measurement. For today's demonstration, we're going to use an application called Pickaxe. Pickaxe isn't an LLM. Rather, it's a framework that sits on top of the LLM of your choice and allows you to build sophisticated custom applications. We can build similar applications in the full version of Microsoft Copilot Studio, which has the benefit of your full enterprise level privacy and security, as well as integration with your knowledge base. However, for this task, we're using Pickaxe as it is easier and faster to build a custom application with, so better for a demonstration, and it's a tool you can all access and use yourselves. The framework allows you to create a user-friendly experience through building a more structured interface than that of the standard LLM chat window. You can also control the documents, web pages, videos, etc. that the application uses to create its output. This is important as it allows us to control the quality of the knowledge that the AI uses. Technically, this is known as RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. The application we're building is a version of a demonstration system we created about 12 months ago. The original application has proved to be of significant help when creating the first draft of an integrated evaluation framework. Like all AI-driven systems, there still needs to be a human in the loop, but it will take you from the blank page to a pretty solid document in a few minutes. So let's start. I'm logged into Pickaxe and I'm now going to create a new Pickaxe using the new Pickaxe button. First job is to add a title, and I will rather imaginatively call this the Create a Measurement and Evaluation Framework application. Okay, just to note, Pickaxe automatically saves changes you make. You don't have to do that manually. So we've got the interface in front of us. On the right is the application space. So we will see the application start to be built here as we make configuration choices from the tabs on the left. There are 4 tabs: Prompt, Configure, Knowledge and Actions. We will look at all of them, though we'll spend more time on the important ones as far as this demo is concerned. So let's pick a tool type. We can have just a chat interface, we can have just a form for structured data, but I'm going to pick form and chat because we do want the structured data so that we can ask questions that are relevant to creating the integrated evaluation framework, but also we allow the user to be able to chat with the application as they ordinarily would. Next, we need to add a role. Think of this a bit like a person description for an assistant, which is indeed what we reference here. I won't read that. You can always pause the video and read it yourself if you wish later. I'm also going to add what they call a prompt frame. This is the prompt that will be used to create the framework. It's not very long. We have found from experience that one of the best way of creating these applications is to start very simple. Run it a few times, make some changes, run it again, make some more changes, and this is actually a lot quicker than trying to plan and build a very sophisticated application in just one leap. It's a very powerful test, change, review cycle that one can use that will get you to a better end point quicker than more conventional ways of planning and building everything in one go. So we're going to want to add some input fields to the application. So I'm going to use add user input, and I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting and pasting to add 5 questions. I'll make that field required. Not achieve. Okay, so we'll put that in there. I can then add another user input. So we put the title in. Oops, wrong one. Put the title in there, and in the body make it required, and add user input. And again, third one, make it required, add another fourth one, and again these are the structured questions that we want to add to provide get the information to provide the best output we can. There we go. I think despite that error message, that's right. Yes, they are in the prompt frame above, so they'll get added, the answers of those will get added to the prompt. So it's a way of getting your users to give you very specific information. Why does it think I've not done something there? No idea. Let's keep going. So now you get to pick an AI model. There's a little bit of a balancing act to do here, because some AI models are more expensive than others. It's just the nature of how they work. The default's GPT-5, which is a perfectly adequate model, but I'm going to go scooting through and find my favourite, which is Claude 4.6 Opus at the moment. So I'm going to select that. We then have a capabilities section. I want to allow people to upload files. So I'm going to add this thread only. And then we have a document upload function there. All of these other configurations I'm mostly going to ignore. I'm going to switch off display reasoning steps to users. That creates a bit of user feedback, but I don't think it's necessarily for the demo. Equally, you can add introductions. I'm not going to, and you can add additional prompts if you find that helpful. That is the prompt tab. Now for the configure tab. I've saved a little time here by doing some prep. I've added a logo, uploaded the Purposeful Relations logo. I've selected a chat icon as well. I've just picked the pickaxe, why not? You can obviously change the chat placeholder, but again, guess what, I'm not going to. These are a bit more interesting and rather a lot more technical down this end. This particular section allows you to play with configuration features of the LLM called token lengths. As far as I'm concerned, these defaults are fine. I think if you are having issues, this may be a place to go and configure, but to be frank, it's quite complicated and quite difficult to really understand what you're doing by changing them. So it may be best that they just get left alone. And finally, there is an advanced section, again, very much aimed at getting the response that you absolutely want for the LLM. I won't go into any detail about these. So that is the Configure tab. Moving to the Knowledge tab, we want the application to use AMEC resources when creating an evaluation plan. To do this, we can add a number of very specific resources, PDFs, website links, YouTube videos, etc., and have the application use these in preference to knowledge it gains elsewhere. Let's have a look at the connection options that we have. Interesting collection, because not just text files and PDFs as you'd expect, and audio and video, but specifically YouTube videos, using the URL, or direct connections to Notion if you use that, or even lists of web addresses. You don't have to add them one at a time. I'm not going to add any files at this point, because the way the system works is that it processes the files one at a time on the way in, and it actually takes about 10 minutes to do this. So let's assume we've done this and look at the rest of the Knowledge tab, which is basically some additional context settings down at the bottom, where you can add yet more instructions, this time on about how to use the documents that you've just added. So that's the Knowledge section. We'll have a brief look at actions. I don't think there's anything we particularly want to use for the demo here. I'm just going to talk about it for completeness. You can attach other bits of functionality here if you want, for example, such as a PDF generator for the output, or send your application off to do Google searches. Again, not for this demo, but if you find Pickaxe useful, you may find the action section very useful as well. We've completed the configuration now, so all that's left for us to do is press publish and close the application. And there we go. As the screen refreshes, we should be able to find our application. There we go. It has a URL that you can access it by, and there it sits. To recap, we've used Pickaxe, a low-cost, no-code software, to create an advanced AI application. We started with simple instructions to quickly create the application and start the cycle of improvement. We've created a user-friendly interface using structured questions that collects more targeted information from the user. We've also got to pick our favourite LLM to do the heavy lifting. Finally, and most importantly, we've controlled the information that the LLM is using to create the framework by including specialist documents and media from AMEC. This allows us to privilege the right knowledge when creating a framework. Thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the demo. The original version of the application is available for public use at aiprplanner.purposefulrelations.com, and you're welcome to put it through its paces. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have, and my email address is on this last slide. Again, thank you for your time and have a good day.